Hey everybody, Marty and Andrew here. Andrew,
Marty,
we're looking at PlayStation Now.
we are. We just jumped into it. We just redeemed a code for a subscription to it, and now we're flipping around the list of games.
Yeah, so one of the reasons we're doing this is recently on Podcast Beyond, we brought up the fact that not a lot of us at IGN use PlayStation Now, and we sort of threw it to the audience, and we got hundreds of emails saying yeah, this service started off a little rocky, but is now actually incredible. And so we did some research, and yeah, Sony's been updating the list of games you can play on PlayStation Now on a monthly basis, and it's kind of awesome.
There's so much. Yeah, I did not realize how much was here. This is like browsing Netflix or something.
Yeah, seriously.
So many games.
No, you have all the from third-party stuff like
Yep.
the cool 2D Mega Man games, the Borderlands games, and Bioshocks, and Resident Evils, and Batmans, and Legos. And then obviously, as you're seeing, a bunch of cool PS3 exclusives like the God of War games, and the Ratchet and Clank games, and The Last of Us, and Uncharted.
So I'm gonna. What should I boot up? What game should I boot up?
You want to do? I'm a big old baby, so I like playing Journey.
I'll boot up Journey. While this boots up, do you want to kind of explain what PlayStation Now is for people who don't know?
Yeah, totally. So if you don't know, PlayStation Now is Sony's streaming service. It costs $99 a year, or you can. There's a 7-day trial period. And kind of the cool thing about it is that you don't need. It works on a PS4 and it works on a PS3. But you don't necessarily need a gaming device. It also works on Vita, it also works on PS TV, but it works on a bunch of Sony TVs, Samsung TVs, Sony Blu-ray players, which is kind of nuts.
Yeah, it's cool to have that built in because if you subscribe to this, you basically have a library of a few hundred PS3 games the second you set up your Blu-ray player.
Which is super cool. I'm almost thinking of the fact that yeah, my parents don't have a PS3 or PS4, but if they subscribe to this, they could play it through their Blu-ray player.
Yeah.
And if I had this when I went back home, instead of trying to find my Sega Genesis games and playing The Lion King for the 14th time, that game is real bad.
Throw a PS Vita TV in your bag.
Yeah, totally. Yeah, but really cool. And as you see here, this is streaming. We didn't download anything. So I don't know, what was that? That was a Fortnite.
Yeah,
it took one Fortnite. No, it seems like it took
too.
30 seconds or whatever, and all of a sudden we're playing the PS3 version of Journey.
Yeah,
which is super rad. We're playing on a PS4 right now, just to let you know. But yeah, also, if you don't have one of the gaming devices, the way you control is through either a DualShock 3 or a DualShock 4, which I'm imagining a lot of people who are watching this video probably have, or that's a lot easier to buy than a PS4.
Yep. I believe this works on Vita as well.
Yeah, totally.
Which is really cool. Because obviously remote play is great for playing PS4 games from your Vita, but it's cool to be able to play, Uncharted or whatever else.
Yeah, absolutely. Oh, you get to do a cool agreement. Do you agree to this stuff? Have you ever
have
you ever read one of these?
Right now.
What if inside of this were scoops on what that game company's next game was?
Then I'm glad we are signed in as Ben.
It was weird that it said herein. That's a weird word. Is that word herein one
Yeah,
word?
I think so.
Lake Huron, one of the Great Lakes.
I would imagine that's what they're referencing.
You see, this easy. All of a sudden, Journey started. RGN's Game of the Year of 2012.
Yeah.
2012. Yeah, we did it.
Controversial pick.
Not at all. It's not a controversial pick at all. Yeah, this is really cool. This is something that, sort of what we've always wanted Nintendo to do. Imagine having a sort of a subscription service instead of let's be real, the Virtual Console is sort of blowing it. It's kind of expensive,
and they hit the reset button every time. So there was a Wii one, but that's different than what's available on the actual Wii U one versus the 3DS one.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so it seems like of the three major console developers, Sony's the one who's getting this right. Microsoft really doesn't have sort of a service. They went in on backwards compatibility, obviously at E3, and it was something that has been huge. Our audience is devours those articles about new games that are backwards compatible. If you had those 360 games now playing on your Xbox One, and so this sort of seems like one leg of Sony's way to sort of celebrate their legacy.
Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah,
and that's what's nice is exactly the install base of PS4 right now is so big.
Yeah, 36 million?
35.9, but so basically 36. And yes, so many of those people.
The 36 millionth one got sold during this Let's Play. It's nuts. Yeah, it's crazy. Yeah, we have a ticker in this room.
But yeah, it's really cool that for people who didn't own a PS3, they can go back and play a lot of this stuff.
Yeah, totally. And you'd see we've seen a shift. I think a lot of folks who were 360 owners are now PS4 owners, just because that's sort of the way the market went, and that's maybe where Call of Duty went and where Battlefront went, and Destiny, and so people are playing like that. And so I think it's really cool. If you never had a PS3, those games we mentioned, Ratchet and Clank, Crack in Time, obviously the Uncharted games, and The Last of Us, and Tokyo Jungle. Yeah, really cool stuff. What are you doing, Andrew?
I'm moving the controller around.
You're being a real cool journeyman.
Yeah.
Remember this game? I like this game a lot.
This game's great.
Yeah.
Now, if I want to exit, I guess I go. If I want to try another game.
Yeah.
I believe I could just hit the PlayStation button and jump back. Oh yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
So I would return to
Home screen or display cross media menu. I think display cross media menu.
view trophies. Oh, this is just like pulling up the PS3 interface.
Oh, that's really
cool.
weird.
Yeah.
Oh, I haven't seen that guy in a little while.
I know, right?
I
That's
missed
actually
it.
really cool that it allows you to just jump right back in.
Yeah.
That's really nice.
Yeah. And then you can probably go to close game. Let's close game and let's see how we can pop into another game.
Sure.
Yeah, so like we said, this is sort of one leg of Sony's way of sort of keeping their legacy alive. You know, the other ways, obviously, they're introducing some PS2 backwards compatibility in terms of those games that are sort of not remastered, but games that are sort of being touched up and then released with trophy support and 1080, 60.
They're getting like the proper PS4 treatment. So
Yeah, stuff like Dark Souls or Dark Cloud 2 and the GTA games and
they're leaning maybe a little bit towards the pricey side, but if you consider that they're adding streaming capabilities and sharing capabilities, all that stuff that you get from an actual PS4 game as opposed to kind of a limited, you know, a lot of the like PS2 classics on PS3 had like limited functionality.
Yeah, totally.
If you play PSP game on Vita, like you can't, you know, you can suspend or resume, but you can't do cloud saves and can't do screenshots and things like that.
And one of the cool things about pulling, like you see here, you see games like Eco and the Sly Cooper games. It has and the original God of War, the 2 God of War games. It has a lot of old classic PS2 games by virtue of those collections that came to PS3.
Yes, which is really cool too, because I mean, and like you said, this is a really cool way to just jump into, you know, the legacy of PlayStation.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, one thing I would love to see is if they went back even just one notch further, and like they had some cool PS1 games on here. Like it'd be awesome if you had all of Square's amazing PS1 RPGs on here.
Yep.
That'd be really cool, or all the Metal Gear games.
Yeah, that would be incredible.
Yeah.
But I think this service seems really cool. Obviously, you need a decent internet connection to be able to stream.
Oh yeah, definitely. Which we're sort of getting to a point where I don't know. I think a lot of people, especially a lot of people who are watching this video, probably have a decent internet.
They have to be connected to watch it.
They do have to be connected. Yeah. Yeah, this is really cool. Yeah, we're gonna keep an eye on how PlayStation Now evolves. Let us know if this is something you guys like, if this is something you guys use. What could it do better? What are still some problems? And would you like to see something like this on Xbox One and on the Wii U/NX? Mm-hmm. Awesome. Thank you so much, Andrew. We're gonna have so much more on all sorts of cool things PlayStation, including I just read the word Tokyo Jungle. I missed that game. I'm going to go play it now.
Oh, I Tokyo Jungle as well.
For everything else, cool little Pomeranians chilling in the dreaded wastelands of Tokyo, stick right here on IGN.